So after making your whole collar, then you're going to fix it this way. The bad face is going to face the good face, while the good face is going to face the inside, because by the time you sew it and turn it, because you are bending the lapel, it's going to turn all together. So when you're doing this, what you first do, you set it this way, you watch very well. If you don't understand, you go back and start watching again. You set it this way, make sure the tip of the collar is touching the very end of where your collar is going to start from. You push it inside well. You make sure it comes to the edge of where your lapel notch is. Then you use your needle in tacking it also. Make sure it's close. You see how close I'm trying to make my own result? You have to make it very close to avoid mistakes. After doing that, use your pin this way to hold it. Then from there, you are going to sew it this way. So when you are sewing it, you are going to stop at the point where the curve starts. So that's where you are going to stop. That's where you are going to stop. So let me sew it, let you see. So this is how I'm sewing it. This is how I'll sew it. This is how I'm going to sew it. Sewing it. So I'll stop at this edge. I'll stop immediately where the 3.5 inch stop. You see it? This is what we have. This is what we have. You see it? Make sure that this angle is of same length. Then you flip it to the other side also, and you do the same thing as you did for the first place too. So at this point, I'm done sewing it. Then you pick your razor, you notch this place where you stop sewing, you notch the upper part, then you notch the down part also this way. When you notch, now you're notching it to make that angle free. Since it's an angle that is there, you have to notch it to so that the collar can turn easily for it to be free. Then you notch also the other side of your collar this way. You notch also the other side of your collar. Notch it this way. Also notch this side. So after that, you check if what you've done is correct. You see, by the time you pull it this way, you see it will lap well. So I'm going to sew it. So I'll put my needle. I'm going to sew the back to complete it now. So I'll put my needle back into the sewing machine. Then I will set it this way and sew it from one of this end to the other end also, like this. So mind you, when you are sewing it, remember our landing towards the neck has to be bigger than the main neck, so as to allow freedom of the lining from inside. So you take your time and sew it carefully. You sew it carefully this way. You sew it carefully this way. Sew it carefully this way. So when you're done with one side, you turn it to the other, you flip it to the other side. You flip it to the other side and you do the same thing too for the other side. You put it this way. Also from exactly the point where you notch, you put your needle, then you turn it. Turn it this way. You turn it this way. You arrange it, you set it well. Then you sew all the way till you get to the ending of the sewing. So this is it. So whatever your lining remains, you just bend it. It's normal for the lining to be bigger than the collar. So from here, I'm done. You cut off all your thread, all the excess thread. cut off all the excess thread, cut them all off. Then by the time you turn it, you flip it, you turn it to the good face, you bring out all your points out, and this is what you're going to have. Then you go to the table now. When you go to the table, you iron it properly. So this is what we have. So when you go to the table, you're going to iron properly. So this is me on my ironing table. I'm ironing it properly. Before you bend the lapel, you have to iron properly. So this is it. I'm ironing it. Then you turn it to the other face also. You do the same thing. You iron. You do the same thing. You iron it to make it straight before you bend the main clothes. Before you bend it this way. So you bend it this way, and then you put your pieces, pure water, and you iron it very well properly. After you iron this side, you iron also the next side. Just the way you're doing it like this, you put it the other way. Then you iron it very well. After doing this, also you do for the other side, and you're through with fixing of your collar. Make sure you press the collar area very well, because that's another critical part of suit making. So this is what you have. You remove your pieces, you make every other necessary adjustment you need to make. And you do the same thing for the other side. So when you're done with the other side, this is what you're gonna have. This you're gonna have as your end result in fixing of your collar. Thank you.